What's up, guys? It's me, Amy, back with another chat. Hey guys, how the heck are you? Guys, today I want to talk about self-worth and finding it in God. You'd be lying if you said there wasn't a time in your life where you had low self-worth, you felt down, you felt like you weren't good enough. And sometimes it's really hard to overcome those things. A lot of those feelings, those negative beliefs about ourselves were formed when we were young kids, whether it be by a parent, a friend, somebody at school, and they don't always mean to hurt us. It still gets to us, and for some reason, there's a little bit of doubt in our mind, and we start believing them, especially if you're around people who are saying things over and over and over again. Typically, you're going to get it stuck in your mind, and you're going to start believing those things when you're hearing it nonstop, especially when you're young and you don't know any better. As adults, that follows us through our life, and it comes out when we're interacting in our personal relationships, when we're interacting with ourselves. A lot of times people are really hard on themselves, whether you're being very critical of yourself, not giving yourself much grace, and even negative self-talk. Ugh, why did you do that? Ugh, I am so dumb. Ugh, I can't get anything right. Stop those things, you guys. Stop being such a critic. Be so kind to yourself. Give yourself love. We all make mistakes. Who cares if you made one? Deal with it and move on. Sometimes you don't even know that you have low self-worth. But then when you stop and you think about it, you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't been that kind to myself. Or sometimes you get into a relationship with someone, for instance, and they're really, really nice to you. And you think to yourself, why are they treating me like this? I don't deserve that. Yes, you do. It starts with a lot of inner work and it starts with a lot of God work. But you can totally make it through and you can totally change your whole mindset around it. For a long time, I felt like I was never good enough. I always thought that I had to be the best version of me, or else nobody's gonna like me. You know, whenever I would date anyone, I would go above and beyond and be this great woman, this great girlfriend, and try to do all these things to impress them, to make them stay, to make them never want to be with anybody else. Like, wow, Amy is so amazing. Like, I never met a girl like her. Like, I was so pressed in my head to become like this amazing, picture perfect girlfriend. And it was draining. It took a toll on me. I used to sit around and think about ways that I could interact in a conversation. It was so ingenuine. Say I had a date coming up, I would think in my head of conversations, like questions maybe they'll have with me, maybe something that'll come up, and I would sit there and think in my head of answers. So then if I got asked any questions or the scenarios came up, this is how I would react to them. This is what I would say, just so I never said the wrong thing and no one ever caught me slipping. Like, literally, that was like the thought process in my head. I'm like, oh, he's never gonna catch me off. Like, I always am going to know what to say. And I had to learn in my adult years that sometimes it's okay to literally answer a question with, I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me think about it. It's all right to say that. You don't always have to be the best person out there, the best version of yourself for people to like you. People are going to like you regardless of how you are. Just be a good human and they'll like you for that. I grew up with a parent who was really up and down. I might have mentioned before, but she struggled with her mental health really bad. My mom, single parent. And sometimes she was great and sometimes she was really hard on me. And so I always felt like I had to be on my toes around her. I couldn't be a bad kid. My mom would always say, you're such a brat. And finally that negativity, those negative words started getting to me. I always felt like such a burden. I always felt like I was in the way, and I had to make sure that I was being the best kid that I could be in order to not have my mom get mad at me, be disappointed in me. The only way that I thought that I was worthy of love is to just be a great kid, you know, funny, talkative, stay out of my mom's way, just listen. Up until like last year, I still struggle with this. And yes, I did go to therapy, and therapy and God have been the two things that have really helped me walk it out. I finally learned that my self-love, my self-worth, it comes from God. It comes from our Father above. It's not what some person gives you. It's not what your parents can give you, your grandparents, your husband, your wife. It's not found through them, you guys. It's found through God. And self-worth starts with self-love. You gotta start taking care of yourself and treating yourself how you would somebody else that you love and deeply care about. Would you go around to your child or your niece or your nephew and say those uncomfortable, unkind words? You're not very good at this. Ugh, why are we always late? Can't you do better? Would you ever say that to somebody you love? Would you ever say that to a child? I would never. So why are you saying it to yourself? God will teach you how to love yourself. God will give you that immense self-love that you are craving. Sometimes we crave love from outside, crave love from other people. And when we put too much expectation on others to love us and give us that need that we're lacking, it burns them out. It exhausts them because they can't keep up with that. We have to learn to generate ourselves, to regulate ourselves, to take care of ourselves. That's the only way that you can show up in a relationship where you're going to burn your partner out. If you're trying to get that from your kids, you're going to burn your kids out. Everyone's going through their own struggles and trying to take care of themselves. So they may not have that time to sit there and always regulate you. But God does. He has plenty of time for us. He has infinite amount of time for us. You're feeling uncomfortable. You need reassurance. Go to God. Please go to God. Pray to God. Start changing your vocabulary around. Get out of the negative. If you're someone who's stuck in the negative, always saying negative things over yourself, always being so just doubting of the things that you're doing, doubting of your abilities, start small, because I know it's really hard. Once you get in a negative pattern, it's very difficult to get out of it. Negativity is such a slump, but it's addicting because it's comfortable. You get comfortable being like that all the time. And when you step out of it to do something different, like being more positive, it's hard for you because it's new. Never been here before, never done this before, you know? So how am I going to keep this up? How am I going to keep doing it? Well, you want to start small, you know? You really want to fall in love with yourself, fall in love with God, and everything will just align. You can always start taking yourself out on solo dates. And if you don't have a lot of money, a solo date can just be a walk to the park, or maybe a cruise down by the ocean, or just riding around town in your car. You can turn the music off and just talk to yourself, talk to God, or you can put on your favorite music and blast it and do some worship. You can put on a good podcast. Anything can be a little date. Take yourself out to something that you really enjoy, you know? Maybe you like going to new restaurants. You can go to the new rooftop restaurant, try something delicious on the menu. If you're really big into it, you can also go on a solo vacation and just really enjoy yourself the whole time, relying on yourself. And then every single day, you're going to want to start by saying something that you really like about yourself. A lot of us, you'd be surprised, have a hard time finding even one thing that they really like about themselves. So work hard on this, dig deep. Find 5 things if you can. If you can't do 5, like I said, just start with 1. But think about those and say them out loud. Wow, I love how I'm really good at making friends. I love how I know how to make people feel welcome. I love how I'm very good at reading. Simple things, the littlest things. I love how I know how to put cute outfits together. Something so simple. Just find something that you really, really like about yourself. You want to make sure that you're turning around, like I said before, that negative talk inside your head. Anytime that you hear it, I want you to recognize it. Recognize that negative self-talk and combat it with something positive. It can be your list of 5 things or 1 thing that you've thought about yourself. Or instead of saying things like, man, I suck at this, why don't you try rephrasing those words? Instead of, I suck at this, be like, oh man, I'm not the best at this, but I'm definitely learning and I'm going to be a lot better. If you don't think you're good at something, you're not going to want to do it. And it's just going to continue to be in your head that you're not good at it. And you're never going to be able to get out of that slump and get good at the things you are. Man, I can never get anywhere on time. You know, I'm really trying to work on my punctuality. I'm doing better and better each time. It's pretty easy to turn those words around, but you have to make sure you're recognizing them the moment it hits. And I know it's going to be hard because when those negative thoughts come through, usually it's an intense, high pressure situation a lot of the time. Like you just drop something on the floor or an accident, and you're not always in the state of mind where you can stop, chill, take a moment, rethink it back, and reword it to yourself. I know it's hard, you can't always do it, but more that you get in the habit of actually doing it and recognizing it, then you'll be able to do it every time. You have to give yourself grace. Giving yourself grace is a huge thing that you can do. I mentioned before, nobody's perfect. We're all going to make mistakes at some point in our lives. We're all going to do something and be like, man, why did I do that? Give yourself grace. Everyone messes up. The thing is, a lot of times when you mess up, the thing that like you did so bad, that's so like catastrophic in your head, other people look at it and be like, oh, that's not even bad. Like, why are you freaking out at it? But for some reason, it feels so big to you. For some reason, it's so overwhelming. Like, why would I let myself do that? Half of the time, people don't even think it's that bad, you guys. It's just us being hard on ourselves. And the last thing that I recommend doing is you got to give it to God. Talk to him, bring him into it. We should have made this the first topic, but I think this is kind of a given, knowing like this channel and knowing that we're all God-based. You have to pray to him about it. Bring him in. Say it's one of those moments you're getting really frustrated with yourself, you're finding yourself negative talking, give it to God. God, please help me. Like, I'm so frustrated with myself right now. Please help me give myself grace. Please, Lord, You know, there's also other prayers that you can pray and ask him to help you with your self-worth. Lord, help me to love myself. Please, God, help me to see myself how you see me. God thinks we are so amazing. God made you just the way you are. God made you perfect in his eyes. God is like the Father, the literal Father who just loves you, can do nothing wrong in his eyes. He's not judging you for accidentally forgetting to do something, smashing a cup in the kitchen. He does not care. So why should you? Let him know that you're feeling this way. I brought all my insecurities to God. I brought all my worries to God. And yeah, I'm going to be honest, they still pop up from time to time, you know, like even though I bring it to him, like sometimes I do get upset and feel like, man, I'm not good enough. Or like I really want a new job and I keep having limiting beliefs like, you know, who's going to want to hire you? Like, you're not that good at this job. Like, you don't really have the qualifications for the new career that you're going to try and get into. Like, who's going to want someone like that? You know, I find myself doing that. Or even when I'm serving at church, I'm so worried that I'm going to do the wrong thing. And literally, I'm just standing there, bye, have a good day. But I'm sitting there overthinking, when should I close the doors? Like, when should I go back out there after the service? I'm literally overthinking it because I'm so nervous that I'm going to do something wrong. And then the limiting beliefs start coming in. It's like, why are you even doing this anyway? The people who are around you working are like, what is she doing? I don't want her to come back. She's terrible at this job. Like, it's little things that go through your mind, but you have to give those up to God. He's going to be the one that gives you confidence. I did a Daniel fast like a couple months ago. The one thing that really came from my fast is this immense self-worth. I don't even know how to explain it, you guys. But there's so much that came over me, and I was talking to myself, I'm like, why have I let myself go through all of these things? Why have I sat here? For instance, my big issue was, you know, chasing men or whatever. Like, always trying to get these men to love me, always trying to get people to like me. And it worked. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, a lot of people always like me. I've always had a lot of friends, you know, I've been able to make friends easily. You know, I've always gotten the guy that I wanted, but they didn't stay, you know. And they weren't real men that I actually wanted. Yeah, it worked out for me, but it's not sustainable. It was never sustainable because I was sitting there being so fake. You know what I mean? Like I said, literally going through conversations in my head, pre-assigning what I'm going to say when like a guy asks me a question, you know, and sitting here trying to like do this, do that to get a man to love me, to get him to stay. And then he ends up like leaving anyway, or we break up, or I, you know, break it off with him. All that for what? So I was going through all those things in my head with God, and he just taught me, like, you don't have to do that anymore. God will make you feel so worthy. God will show you how great you are. You got to read it in the Bible, man. God talks about how much he loves his children. I'm not very good at verses because, you know, like I'm kind of new in my faith, but God talks about how much he cares about like the birds and the rocks and things like that. And then it says something along the lines where it's like, if he cares about them, imagine how much more he cares about you. I know a lot of us have struggled with feeling unloved or not loved enough, maybe in relationships or by our parents or our caretakers. And when you fall in love with God and you have a relationship with him, it fixes all that. It fixes that wound inside of us where we feel like we're unlovable. When you see all the things that God has done for you, like he gave his son for you, you know, like everyone always talks about what a big thing that is, you know, and it really is. You think about it, that is huge, that someone would actually care about you, not even know you, but he would do that for you. You don't have to be your best self for people to like you. You are great just the way you are, but you have to love yourself first before others can love you. I know it's hard and I know it's scary, but follow those steps that I gave you and you'll be just fine. Give it to God, take it to our Father. He is the most loving Father. Like, it's just so nice to have somebody who's rooting for us, wants the best for us, because you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be cared for. And sometimes, you know, you might be in an isolation season where you don't have people around you to give you that love. So who's going to give it to you? God. You. Give it to yourself. Like I said, take yourself on a date. Take yourself out. Spend time with yourself. Learn who you are. I should have put this in our steps earlier. Learn who you are. Learn what you like. If you're a people pleaser and you know you're always conforming to what other people like, sometimes you can forget yourself. Sometimes you can lose yourself. Even in a relationship, you can lose yourself and start trying to like please that other person where you forget about the things that you really like. Spend that time. What are your passions? What are your hobbies? Go enjoy them. Take yourself out. Go have some fun. It's okay to be by yourself. You don't need constant reassurance from anyone else other than Father God. People can't always give that to you, but God can. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. If you don't love yourself, I love you. Have a great day, y'all.